Good afternoon, everyone. I think I'm well overdue for an update in this little 84 GLH project. But yeah, I'm finally back. Haven't done a whole lot compared to last time. Not a whole lot of, I guess, forward progress. Um, some of you might see a bit of a gaping hole in the front, and that is because, well, I had to pull the engine out. I think I talked last time on my update. I said I was going to try to start this thing. Well, I tried, and the did it. Nothing would happen. Nothing. Crank, nothing. So I did a compression test, and well, 30 psi was my compression rate. Was what I measured on the first piston. For those who don't know it, 30 psi is about 1/4 of what this engine needs to actually fire. That's right, 120 psi is what that gauge should have read, and that's with it being wet. And I think we got it up to like 60 maybe when we added a little bit of oil to it. So yeah, completely shot. So that engine is went off to the machine shop, and I have some new pistons in, but due to COVID exposure, I had to sit on my hands and work on the inside while I wait before I can send those piston in to get the engine fully finished and finish machining. Then I can reassemble the engine because I tore it all apart and get work on it. So as you guys can see in here, I've got the whole dash out so I can keep cleaning, as well as I've started the process of refurbishing the floor. As you can see, a lot of the areas where there was a lot of rust, it's all blacked out now because I completely ground this flat, and then I added uh, patches in a few places where there was some serious rust holes, both there and in the back where the back seats are. So and then I coated it all in this black primer, and I'll be painting it once I put the dash back in. Everything nice and tidy, clean, and whatever. So now it's just good paint. Took the dash out because there's some old jute padding. Yeah, you kind of see the firewall jute, whatever it is, just all over this place. This stuff is nasty. It's horrible for these old cars because it gets a little bit wet, soaks up, doesn't dry out for ages. And that's the reason why there's so much rust on this floor is because of that stupid jute padding. And so I gotta pull all that old jute out and all the nasty just cobwebs and bug infestation and mouse infestations that plagued this car because these two windows were open for about 2 decades, I suspect. So yeah, get those out. I'm also pulled these panels out, so I'm gonna do either some plastic like ABS cutouts that use those as templates. Those are the door panel. Those are the main supports of the door panels. So I'll cut out some plastic or some not water or waterproof boarding, so I don't have to deal with that for these, and I can cover them back up with that red paneling and just have a nice interior. And then I got the dash over here. It's actually in great shape given how old it is. But as you can see, there's no actual cracking like you'd see on these things where the sun has just aged it like to death. A lot of dirt, but that's to be expected. The If some of you noticed in the previous things, there's a big old metal plate sort of thing right here that kind of covers up everything. That was rusted all to heck on the surface. So that I put in the sandblaster, and I got it drying right now. I don't know if I covered this in my last update, but the front wheels have all new hubs, brakes, rotors, the whole kit and caboodle, all nicely redone up front. And then I got the rims I want to use on these are on it with some just sort of stand-in tires that'll keep air. But yeah, I pulled the engine. I'm fuddling with the transmission because I'm not too sure it's working because it doesn't shift right. The shifter does not feel right in it. But yeah, more interior work. Painted the roof. Can't quite see it that way on the light. But yeah, I'm trying to work on the doors. This door I need to pull it apart because that broke. Whoopee. So I need to replace that door handle. I also need to futz with these doors because they don't open nicely. That whole door system was broken, and I had to fix it. And it can open, it just doesn't open nicely. So I think there's some sort of sticking or something in there that I need to kind of fuddle around with a little latch or something and fix it. But yeah, I also fuddled around with a lock on the back hatch. That now opens and closes properly. But yeah, I think that covers this update. I got an engine to rebuild fully. I got the parts for it, but I just need to fully put it back together. Fuddle the transmission, clean that whole area out because it's a nasty mess. I have some more engine components there's a stupid tube on top that connects to the catalytic converter. I need to pull that out because it's melting the boot for my steering column. It's just gross. Gotta love these old remnants of the early age of emissions. That stuff is nasty. It just ruins these cars. But that was what they had in time for technology. What they figured out. Got to clean up. That's the tack and whatever. All the gauge cluster. Need to clean that up. There's some gross corrosion back on the back of it. But yeah, clean up, fix up, paint, put together, fix, clean, do whatever. I need to take the windshield out because it's all cracked and nasty. But thankfully it's glue in, so it's gonna be a whole lot easier than that bugger's windshield. That's a old Power Wagon. It's got the gasket windshield. That stuff's annoying as heck to put in by yourself. This is just a glue in, so I gotta cut it out, clean up the surface of the new windshield, and then just glue it in with a crazy amount of material. But yeah, it's coming along. I hopefully should get this done by the summer for my summer internship, because this is what I'll be driving out and about and to my job and whatnot. Hopefully it's done by then. But yeah, just coming along. Got all my stuff. Just gotta finish up bits, bobs, whatever. But I got it going. Not so much going forward right now as kind of to the side, but the progress is moving, I guess. Well, this has been it's been the long overdue update. Sorry it's not nearly as drastic as a few of them have been. But yeah, this is how it goes when you're doing this stuff by yourself on a meager budget. Thankfully, though, this car is super easy to take apart and put together. And all the parts for it have been super cheap, thankfully. Unlike my dad's Volvos, those things are expensive. This thing, most of the parts are like a quarter to or less of the cost. But yeah, I'll get my parts back from the machinist here in a few weeks. Put it together, put everything back together, and then I can, while I wait for that, I'm doing the interior. Hopefully I get this done, and we'll see. I'll see you next time, and take care, guys.